This is Enos Sport, bringing you that heat and that far. We keeping the foot on the what? On the necks. We keeping the foot on the what? On the necks. And like the Tibetan master that I am, I'm applying what? On DVD pressure. Because pressure does what? Heat versus pipes. Let's talk about it, man. Gervonta Tank Davis. This is why he's box office, man. This is why Gervonta Tank Davis is the guy in the lightweight division. Look in the background. Look who's sitting there and watching his every move. Look who's teaching him the square circle. Look who got Gervonta Davis's affairs in order. It's none other than Floyd Money Mayweather. Devin Haney could have been like this. The problem with Devin Haney is he wants to fall under the sides of pure beta supremes. He doesn't want to fall under the Da Vinci Code, the Da Vinci Code, the Mayweather Code, of the cracking of the code of being a true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics. Floyd Mayweather is that dude, man. And if you want your boxing career to be box office, you need to seek Floyd Mayweather's tutelage. Earl the True Spence has done this, but he's done it from afar. And look where his boxing career is at. He says it. Floyd advises me along with Al Heyman. Floyd gives me instructions along with Al Heyman. I call Floyd anytime I need advice. The great ones do this. Kobe Bryant did this with Michael Jeffrey Jordan. They don't need to be around each other every day. But when you are the heir apparent, the heir apparent has to seek tutelage from the one who did it before him. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true fashion. Let me say it again, because what I said was so deep and profound. Let me let that marinate the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. So hear me fucking well. The heir apparent always has to seek tutelage from the one that did it before him, because he's been there and done that. So he could teach him a thing or two of how to get to that level that he's trying to ascertain. When you mimic greatness personification, and you are greatness personification, you will therefore and thereby be greatness personification. But when you mimic greatness personification, but you really mimic you greatness mimication, then you can't be greatness personification, because you mimic greatness. You are not greatness personification. So when you mimic it, it will be in erroneous ways. There won't be truth-telling fashion associated with that. Gervonta Tank Davis is a special talent. He is Roy Jones Jr. meets Mike Tyson's power. I mean, the athleticism of Roy Jones Jr. is in that kid. The power of Mike Tyson. You saw Mike Tyson the other day, and I'm going to talk about it in another video. He said that Gervonta Tank Davis was his favorite fighter. And a prediction, King Strikes, and a prediction, King Strikes. If y'all was listening to Enos Sport, who was always on the thumb and the wave and the needle of the damn situation, then guess what? Because in Enos Sport, bringing you that what? That heat and that far. And keeping the foot on the what? On the next. And keeping the foot on the what? On the next status. You guys would have understood, or you would have understand that Gervonta Tank Davis is that dude at 135. Can't nobody see this guy. And now with Floyd's tutelage and the fact that he has Floyd Mayweather's pool counter extraordinary ability, it's a things that make you say, It's a things that make you say, So in this most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat true fashion, we have to ask ourselves a simple question here, a delineation, a distinction in a golf. And what is that? Floyd Money Mayweather has basically bestowed upon Gervonta Tank Davis box office ability. It was smart for Gervonta Tank Davis to bend the proverbial fucking knee and kiss the ring while he was at it. This is what little Devin is not doing. This is why his capping ass ain't going nowhere. Let me tell you something. The Raging Machine, the so-called black community fan base, they're not going to take your career anywhere. They're a bunch of Rudy Poo and Plum Plum brains. They're not going to take your career anywhere. They're a bunch of classic Dolce and Trocodites. They're not going to take your career anywhere. They're a bunch of ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. So if you want to get your career to the next level, little Devin ass Haney, the parasite, and not the host like a Gervonta Tank Davis, then you need to fall your ass up under the Mayweathers. You need to bend the proverbial fucking knee, and you need to kiss the ring while it's at it, dog. You need to fire Bill Haney, because Bill Haney's a low-rent P. Diddy. And last time I checked, if the original P. Diddy is struggling, how much more is the low-rent P. Diddy's going to struggle? Let me say it again. If the real P. Diddy is struggling right now, how much more you think, verily, verily, I say unto thee, that the low-rent P. Diddy is going to struggle? So in this most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat true fashion, Gervonta Tank Davis is where he's at because he has the right team behind him. This is what's called having the right people pushing you. The right people governing your affairs. And if he didn't listen prior to the Leo Santa Cruz fight, Floyd Mayweather was going to cut him, dog. But he listened. And now look at him. It's the things that make you say, It's the things that make you say, So when it's all said and done, Gervonta Tank Davis is box office inside the ring, and he's box office outside the ring. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth teller fashion. This is He Knows the Sport. Check it.
If you want smoke, it's free, but you can't smoke for free.
Go ahead, He Knows.